And my name's eSportsMonies, ESM, Mac10, whatever you want to call me, and... Testing? Oh, there we go. Cool. Things look like they're working. I'm going to send out a tweet that I'm streaming, and then we're going to... Actually, I can go ahead and start looking for a match. How does the stream quality look? It looks pretty darn decent from here. Ben's battery. Just like junk on my desk. Okay. Move that down to 360p. Can visibly see the chat, that's always good. But I suppose I will need a couple of viewers before I know if anything's wrong. Welcome, Zero. Yeah, last stream I was just doing Battlefront 2, so it's like, whatevs.
Your turn to ban. Yeah, 5 seconds left now.
Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick Sven, because why not? Now, if I remember right... Now, this patch is... God, Zero, you are like right on top of this stream. Which is nice. If I remember right, this patch, Sven, or this patch, you can get the Stout, but not the Quelling Blade from the side shop. Or, yeah. Yeah, I think that's correct. Which, saying it out loud in my head makes me think the opposite should be true.
10 seconds left to pick a hero! You better pick your hero. 5 seconds.
Hmm.
10 seconds to pick your hero, you moron. 5 seconds, Morty. It'll be fine.
I'm the worst person to play with or against in Turbo, because I'm just gonna farm for 20 minutes and then come out with a 6-slotted Sven, and there's not a lot you can really do about a 6-slotted Sven, except pick Doom, which they did. That's a pretty damn good random against me. That's a really good random against me.
Lord Knight at your service.
So this, I am right.
Oh, jeez, Rick, we're in some real trouble. I know, Morty. Just follow my lead.
Yes.
Very well.
I want this, I want this, and I want this. That should take care of the initial stuff. I have a mic.
Good enough.
Okay. Top hill.
Why not?
Yeah, you might want to switch to push to talk.
Yeah, you might want to switch to push to talk.
Here we go, Rick.
Sorry, Shadow Shaman, I should have given you that word.
Sorry, Shadow Shaman, I should have given you that word.
A rune.
A rune.
A good choice. Very well. My code compels me.
Commendable notion.
I normally don't buy
Never yet.
brown boots before I start buying ingredients for Mask of Madness, but I'm so far up, and it could allow me more control in the lane, so I'm gonna do it.
Lord.
My move.
Like, at this point, I'm not really worried about their harass as much, so should be completely fine.
Stay and amuse me.
That was beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Absolutely.
It's only proper.
Let's walk back to them.
Yeah.
I go at them.
I don't have mana.
I don't have mana.
I can reload this.
Indeed.
Yes. Okay.
We are in a ford.
Let me go kill a camp.
We go kill
Oh,
a camp.
grab a room and kill a camp.
Oh, grab a room, kill a camp.
Feel my blade.
Ricky
Indeed.
got the ring.
Ricky got the ring.
By the shattered parry.
Amendable notion.
CS in range. I don't have plans for the new year. I might stream.
Yes, more.
Shit.
Shit.
That's my bad, dude.
That's my bad, dude.
What do you say?
My move.
She had 6 hit points.
She had 6 hit points.
Possibility.
Yeah.
I go at them.
Yes.
Come here, Shaman.
Come here, Shaman.
Can you use this if I put it on
Can
you?
you use this if I put it on you?
And now it matters not to me.
Yes. Right. My code compels me.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. It's kind of preemptive. Sell this guy, grab this guy.
Very well.
Pretty good for like 4 minutes in.
I proceed.
This is a turbo mode match, as you guys can see in the title. So,
I venture. We are in a ford.
I'm surprised I didn't get the CS.
I'll do it.
I proceed.
I'm gonna contest the bounty.
I'm gonna contest the bounty.
On guard.
Never mind, the war just died.
Never mind, the war just dead.
They shall.
Run if you can.
Indeed.
See it.
Good idea.
See it.
Excellent.
Excellent.
That's right.
Ooh, dire, you gotta fortify them there, Crunch. Good work.
Good choice.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Absolutely.
Die now.
I'm actually glad that he got that kill, not me, because he needs it way more than I do at this point.
What a good work. What a good work you did.
Rising out fast.
You want me to use it on you?
We are
You
in
want me to use it on you?
To battle.
I have much.
Yes, more.
Go.
Agreed. So you say.
We are in a ford.
Okay. About time.
Wrong toggle? Whatever.
Oh, jeez, Rick. Come on.
Fuck.
Get with it.
Never cross me.
That rune's definitely been taken already.
Over there.
Go at home.
By the outcast blade.
Sorry, I'm not paying as much attention to my CS because I'm getting kind of nervous because there's a lot of people missing. There's a lot of people missing on the map right
There's a
now.
lot of people missing on the map right now.
Oh boy, the enemy's at the bottom tower.
Run and to battle.
How did that last that long? Good God.
Okay.
Wonderful notion.
So you say.
It's really awesome. I already have Echo Saber.
We are in a
Oh, come on. Oh boy, your middle tower.
Damn it. It's like the worst possible toggle. Whoa, a lot of lag here. That the spikes that just occurred that you guys saw on stream were actually happening in real time in the game for me.
It's all fake. It's a crazy fake nonsense.
You can see my ping's pushing 100, which doesn't seem like much, but I'm used to like 20s, 30s ping, but I think it jumped higher than that there. This is really absurdly high ping for me, actually. I mean, it's probably fine. Maybe I'll reset after this? Maybe if I pause my own stream output.
The enemy's middle tower's gone. Serves them right. All right. You know what you're doing.
Yes.
No, that didn't affect anything.
go at home.
100 ping is a lot, though.
Bow down.
Please show. Absolutely.
Forward.
Damn it, I should have gone for the int, or for the mana regen talent.
Go at home.
My man.
Thank you, Puck. I'm sorry, I like this Puck a lot, but
Good.
My move.
I've got to mute his mic because whenever I talk, I hear myself. Yeah, there's a program called Restream.io,
A good choice.
or a service called Restream.io, and that's the website, Restream.io. And they will stream to both Twitch and YouTube, but the lag that I'm experiencing has nothing to do with that, I don't think. It could be related to the fact that I'm not currently on a ground. Like, I use Wi-Fi, essentially. But I have a PCI Wi-Fi card. I've never had... All of my content that you guys have seen forever, for like the entire year, has been through Wi-Fi. So, that shouldn't be a major factor.
Right.
Blink Daggeroo!
Good idea.
Morty, killing spree.
Very well.
Got him!
He's dominating Double now. kill. He's Oh, dominating. man.
Of course. You must leave. At last.
Wubba lubba dub dub.
Aye.
Yeah, I think in turbo mode you actually go for the mana regen talent because you're gonna lose, like, at least personally, the way I set my hotkeys up, I like to use my tread hotkey for... I like to use my tread hotkey as my blink dagger hotkey. So, because they kind of share the same hotkey in most of the setups that I play, yeah, I should probably just get used to it. The more I think about it.
Good. Right. On guard. I can do no less. Very well.
Let's get that big crit up in here.
Why not?
Surprise!
Ah, yes.
I think I'm fine.
I'll do it.
I was hoping he would jump me, actually.
Die now. Of course. My code compels me. On the way.
Whoa, killing spree. Oh!
Fuck, he doomed me, really?
Who's it?
I'm dead. Shit!
Oh my god! Four in a row. Let's see. He's now dominating. He's
I think I took some decent damage from that aura. 270. That's not that bad. The Inferno Blade did a lot of damage to me, actually. And he's level 20. The Doom's been farmed. The Doom's levels are on point with mine. That's actually pretty absurd.
Fresh meat. That's right.
I'm actually gonna hold my my E because I think the cooldown for my E is actually a bigger deal than the cooldown for my Mask of Madness at this point. Cool, Daedalus.
Never yet.
Basic.
Daedalus! This is going to be absurd. It's only proper.
Pangolier is up top. So I don't coach now. I did a long time ago, but I'm not good anymore.
Good idea. Never cross me.
Double kill.
Popped his blade mail too early.
I'm under attack.
Oh shit!
Whoa, initiating killing.
He has
spree.
eggs.
Oh, man.
Whoa. I don't think I can actually escape that.
Oh, triple kill. Oh, mega kill.
This is a really tight game, and they outcarry us, so I think I should be pushing to to try to win more quickly. I could have come to this fight and probably turned it, but I was hoping that I could get this tower and then get some serious damage done to these buildings. I go Echo over SNY because the double hit's really nice, and the lockdown from that double hit gives you the possibility for a third hit, which when you're going crit is a big deal. And then the second reason is mana over SNY. SNY is also an excellent item, though.
I shall find another way. A good choice. I'll take that. I fight.
If I didn't get rooted, I probably could have got a stack there.
I grow by degrees. At last. Yeah.
They're giving me a lot of space bottom, which is really, really nice.
Good idea.
Okay, purple, that was
Very well.
Doom. Doom has a Shadow Blade too. I gotta get out of here. If Doom jumps on me and drops his ultimate, then I just die.
Of course.
I just always go Mom and Echo. Like, almost always. I might play
Really?
around with going SNY a little bit, but...
That's
what you
right.
get from the Yasha doesn't do that much for Sven. Like, the movement speed's nice, but I pretty much always
Yes.
go for the movement speed talent anyway. Yeah, see, lag. There's some lag right there.
Right. Let's go. It's only proper.
And the problem is I can't really BKB my way out of this, because...
I'll do it. I can do no less.
if I try to use BKB to strong arm my way out of this, then the Doom just dooms me. Watch out, Doom's got a Shadow Blade.
Good.
And he's got eggs.
Ah, yeah.
Whoa! They took out the enemy top tower!
Right. Die now.
Whoa! The enemy top tower got destroyed! Did you see what they did? Did you see what they did? Frankly, we already know. Pay attention.
Definitely dead, but I don't care.
Spree. Own it. They got a bargain when they hired me.
And I sold that in time, so I actually don't have buyback. I'm damn close to it, though. Now I have
They took
buyback.
out the enemy's middle tower!
Okay, so that Rax is huge. Well, agility gives you attack speed, so that could be part of it, but like... Well, that is 16 agility and 16 attack speed, so... I think the big trade-off there is the int. I don't know, maybe I'll try this next match, because I kind of have a tendency to spam Sven.
Suckeras.
Morty, middle tower. You might want to look at it. Force field leads me to believe that Dyers has fortified their structure. Oh man, your middle tower. Everybody relax.
Just hit him.
To the elements.
Yeah.
Oh man, what? Get up on out of here, cause Radiant just fortified their structures.
With that Huskar tank unit, they'll take it down easy.
Oh, the enemy's middle tower's gone. Serves them right.
Oh, you enemy's middle barracks just got wrecked, baby. No, I can't believe it. What a wonderful thing. Hooray! The enemy's bottom tower is destroyed. Hooray! Enemy's bottom barracks. Let's all say a prayer.
Yeah, and I have buyback, so that's game. Should be game.
Commendable notion.
Huskar, if we're gonna do emergency here, you might have to micro the puck. But they aren't forcing
No,
mid,
Rick,
which
I
is the
gotta
only
tell
thing
you,
that,
my
okay,
bottom
now it
tower
looks like they might be forcing mid.
40 bottom tower under attack.
Oh, I was just gonna say if they get to the base before you respawn. I don't know, I haven't played since we changed from, MMR to the new system. I don't have like a league placement like Divine 5 or whatever the fuck. I have no idea how those even work. I was 4700 MMR for a long time. Right now I'm just kind of grinding matches on my Smurf account. Turbo and regular I'll pick, and then I'm gonna switch over to my main account, which is Smurf account's 3700, was 3700, main account is 4700.
Oh jeez, your middle tower's under attack.
Back for more.
Great, your middle tower, you can't use that anymore. It's gone.
Ooh, your middle barracks just got wiped off.
They have to
the
try to
map.
end here because we have tier 2s. So just stay by the fountain.
Oh boy, Morty, middle barracks are gone.
My code compels me. At last. God. Under there.
That was pretty huge.
Nice. Okay. Yes.
Fresh meat.
Why not? Yes. That's right.
Huskar gets.
Just got killed by Dyer.
Immortality.
He owed me money.
I can do no less. Now, my code compels me. Hold on.
I'm up. Doom's on me.
I'm under attack.
I have buyback.
Not yet.
I should just turn and hit him.
Dyer wins. Oh boy, that was some kind of a big game.
I've noticed that in turbo mode, my games aren't very toxic. Just generally speaking, my games aren't very toxic in turbo mode. Okay, CPU usage is very high. Ethernet usage is very high. Okay, so the only thing using the network is OBS and Steam. OBS is using more than I'm letting it sometimes, though. I find that in Dota Turbo, thank you. That was a good game. I should say, no, I'm the only person left. I find that in Dota Turbo, I don't have toxic players really. Where is my okay? Where's my old MMR? Okay. Like, shouldn't I have a medal for the 3700 this account used to be? Like, it said 3700 just a couple days ago.
It's your turn to ban, dummy! You better pick your hero. 5 seconds.
Bill Brasky. After you calibrate, you can see the MMR. But the old MMR that I used to have, like, they said something about how, they said something along the lines of, when they roll out their new system, you'll be able to see the old MMR that you had. Like, you'll get a trophy or some mark on your profile saying, you were this good at this point in time.
You really got to pick a hero. You got 10 seconds left.
So
yeah, 5 seconds left now. Uh, 10 seconds to pick your hero, you moron. 5 seconds, Morty. It'll be fine.
What's up, dude? Streaming Dota 2, what you up to? Alright, that might. Thanks for the heads up. I said thanks for the heads up. I'm gonna let you go now. Peace.
I am ready.
In case
Buddy's
you're
brother's
wondering,
coming into town to hang
it's
out.
in the bag.
Why aren't they doing anything? They're just
Good
standing
enough.
around.
Relax, Morty.
Okay.
30 seconds to game start.
NA Chrono incoming.
Good.
Dude, NA Chrono is actually the best Chrono in the world because it's Universe's Chrono. NA Logic.
That's right. I'll do it. Very well.
Well, there's that pesky horn.
What is that?
Excuse me?
Oh boy, Morty, somebody just got real brave over there.
Where's my pension? Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can do no less. To battle. Of course. On guard.
That was a really cool, like, pull thing he just did. I really like that. That's really cool. Also, his Ether Shock spam at this level is not efficient at all. He should not be doing that.
Yes. Aye.
You do not deserve this.
Forward. New choice.
Really? Ether Shock spam?
My code compels me. On the way.
He is spamming it out quite a bit, so...
Right.
At level 1 and 2, you should just be holding your spells, especially because of how quickly you level in this mode.
Yes. Die now. It's more. Yeah. Run if you can.
That was solid.
Good idea.
Shoot.
Yes. I'll do it. The reward of discipline. Forward.
Ugh.
Coming mid.
Good enough.
This dude just does not let
Can you
off
get
of
him
me.
to use his jump?
Good idea.
Can you make him use his jump?
Yeah.
Just keep hitting, I think.
Oh, I'm in trouble now. Actually.
Never yet.
Okay. No, I'm not. If they
Yeah,
had,
if
they
he's
had
under
good
tower, can't do much.
if they had good execution there, I would have been dead.
Skywrath missing, careful mid.
I really, really want boots.
It's only
Who said
proper.
come in Gyro?
Oh, go, go, go. He used his heal. Actually, go on Shadow Shaman. If you can stun,
On the way.
then I can kill.
Sorry, I was trying to do it. I was trying to prioritize my survival.
Right.
They're a really hard duo to kill.
We've done it once.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going back to base.
That's right. I must wait. Not yet. Ah! Okay.
Boots would have actually made me a lot of money here. I should have bought boots first. Shit.
Skywrath is top.
On guard. Yes.
Morty, you're not gonna like this. The top tower is under attack.
Oh, sheesh! Come on, get with it!
Ooh, Dyer, you gotta fortify them, their structures. Good work.
Oh, jeez, your top tower's under attack.
I'm getting zoned out pretty hard this
Very
lane.
well.
think I actually have to go to the jungle.
Their structures.
Use
You know what I'm
it.
talking about?
Queen.
At last.
Oh boy, your top tower's under
Claims
attack.
right.
Ah!
The
My
enemy's
code
bottom
compels
tower.
me.
God, did it. Double kill. Oh man. top tower's obliterated. Way to go. Whatever you do, don't bother trying to get the Meeseeks to help you improve your game.
Attack.
You suck too bad.
Feel my blade. I fight.
Hello? Can anyone hear me? It's a killing spree over here.
Medusa's balling out of control this game, so that's really good.
Aye.
Missing 2 top.
Okay, maybe we should get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here.
Radiant just fortified their structures.
So you say? Yes.
Go for me.
Hooray! The enemy's bottom tower is destroyed. Hooray! That was good playership.
My strength increases the battle. On guard. Bow down. Forward.
Big Red Span is knocking down the tower.
Oh, the enemy's top tower's fallen.
I still think I'm going
My
Echo
code
Saber.
compels me. Okay.
I want to go Echo Saber. I'd rather blow
Yes.
people up. Blowing people up's always fun.
Yeah. I'll do it. But it's at the end.
This has not been a very good game.
Good enough.
And might as well save that energy because Radiant just fortified their structures. Oh, the enemy's middle tower's gone. Serves them right.
Good idea.
Serves him right.
On the way.
I think I'm gonna go mana this game and try it out. I've never tried the mana talent. That's a lot of damage.
Your bottom tower's under attack.
Why not?
We just had so many ultis go off.
Right. Ah. Green. Aye.
Shit! I did not mean to tactical deny here.
I can do no less. I take that.
I'm gonna go with the mana regen this time.
That's right.
Yeah, see? Totally fine. Calculated.
Yes.
Oh boy, killing spree.
Okay, my friend. Attack. Ah. A good choice.
Still, pretty large ping. Wow, I do actually have unlimited mana with this talent. 2 mana regen is
top
actually
tower's
pretty
under
huge on
attack.
this hero.
Very well. Feel my back. Good enough. I can do no less.
Thought we were just gonna let him go? That's what I thought we were doing.
By the outcast forward.
Ooh.
Agreed. Good.
Damn it. Let me get the CS. I'm so close to blink. And I'm not even gonna bother tread toggling anymore
My
because
code compels me.
why do I need to tread toggle if I've got the talent for mana?
Very well.
My logic is undeniable.
Aye. Die now. I go by degrees.
I feel like I'm feeling the lack of damage though.
Miss me.
The last sound you
Mm-hmm.
ever hear.
What do you say? Of course.
Ooh, they took out the enemy's middle tower. Ha ha ha.
I'll do it.
Hey, pat on the back. Pat on the back for this guy.
Hmm.
It's only proper.
The Luna's doing pretty well, I think.
Aye. Good choice.
You gotta get serious. Top tower's under attack. Top tower's getting hit.
That was totally my fault. Son of a bitch. I should not have died there. I could have just juked out of the way. This is an interesting fight. It's like the pub mentality visualized. Everyone's just hitting the person that they're most likely to be able to kill.
Again. Yes, more. Yes.
Maybe I will just do
Yes.
this. I need to be AFK farming more. Medusa's AFK farming right now.
Never cross me.
Nice.
On the way. By the shattered helm. Why not? Right. To battle. I'll take that.
Nah.
Okay.
Switching back.
That's right. Good idea.
Morty, killing spree.
Honor, my blade.
Oh, middle tower's under attack.
Agreed.
Whoa, the enemy's top tower got destroyed.
Yes.
Oh man, oh, I'm so happy about all this.
Aye. On the way.
block their ancients. They don't really have ancient farmer. Well, they have.
I'll do it.
They have Luna. She can definitely farm ancients.
Right. That's right. I can do no less. Okay. Yeah. Never yet. Onward. Oh.
Should have just continued to clip that. I think BSJ would be great to get coaching lessons from. Like, I think BSJ is one of the best, like, overall, like, general carries in North America. He's definitely the best streaming carry. Sing Sing is a player that has the potential to be one of the best in the world, but his MMR ranking is not, because he's so laid back. So he can just play laid back all the time because of that.
Frankly, Morty, no. Wasn't paying attention.
Back for more. Good enough. My strength increases. Good. Yes. What do you say?
Yeah, Sing Sing played at TI back in the day. They're all there.
Venom.
Worthy tribute.
Oh, yeah, your bottom tower's under attack.
Thanks, Murat.
Hey, you might want to kiss your bottom tower goodbye.
I
because
started
it's
Dota
gone.
2 in end of June 2012. Like last week of June 2012. I played Dota 1 before that, though.
My bottom tower is looking pretty good.
40, bottom tower under attack.
Oh,
Yeah, the patches are insane.
oh your bottom tower's under attack.
Why not?
Are you serious? What are the odds? What are the odds I did that blind? I couldn't do that again if I tried.
Bow down.
Oh, your bottom tower's under attack.
Fully proper. Very well.
He has a Lincoln's, holy shit.
Good idea. Time is over. By the shattered helm. The butcher. Of course.
Help! Okay, I should not have masked up there.
The moment you were born.
That was a lot of physical damage from the void.
Double damage.
I need to go back to farming, but Medusa's farming a lot too, so...
Go for me. I deserve this.
I need to get AC. Really, really badly. And sell this damn Mask of Madness. Good night, Marat.
About time. I'll do it. Feel my pain. It's only proper. Okay. Forward. Very well. Yes. Right. Nice. Increases. Good idea. What I get? Attack.
Queen.
I fight. Onward. I'll take that. Why not? Agreed.
Omni's invisible in the woods here.
My code compels me.
New treasures.
Yes. By the outcast blade.
What do you want, Ben?
Which woods?
A good choice.
Ben, if you're watching the stream, I'll be over after this match.
The reward of discipline. On the way.
I don't know if you're watching the stream. It's cool that your brother showed up to say hey.
Aye.
I'll come over and hang out for a bit. I need to go out and grab something to eat anyway, so...
Morty, watch out!
Come here, little bitch.
Clock, you can kill him.
At last.
Got him!
Decent death.
Oh man, this guy's dominating!
Wubba lubba dub dub!
That's right. I can do no less. Black King.
I bought out for BKB.
So you say. To battle.
I'm not sure, Zero. I want to start making daily videos. So, ideally, I've always wanted to stream more than produce videos, but my streams are not as popular as my videos because my videos are simple guides and my stream gameplay is not that great. I mostly just pick Sven and die.
Force field leads me to believe that Dire just
I think they're chilling up here.
Of course.
Your middle tower
So I'm
just,
kind of shy to go in our
missed
jungle.
the big one.
Yeah, no. Don't go out.
Good.
I think this side's fine.
To battle. Right.
Illusion.
Good
Tell you
idea.
something about the Radiant, they sure know how to kill Roshan!
Damn, we should have read
Somebody
that.
took him out, guy's a weirdo.
Yeah, he's giant and
I
weird.
think they warded our ancients.
Aye. On the way. Agreed. I can do no less. My code compels me. I'm doing it.
My cleave is enough.
It's a killing spree!
Wubba lubba dub dub!
Nope.
Stun Luna came back to life.
Yeah,
That worked? That worked!
Word.
it's only proper. Hand it over. Forward.
We ride once more.
Thought we were going up.
Oh my god! Four in a row! He's dominating!
Whoa, mega
He's
kill.
dominating, Rick!
Mega kill.
Get rats.
Look at it.
More bones.
Radiant just fortified their structures! You know what I'm talking about?
Bow down.
Enemy bottom barracks are gone. Let's all say a prayer.
That's right.
Morty, who was that?
I don't know. It was pretty tight. Oh!
That Void is pretty good.
Tower's gone.
Oh,
Serves them
the
right.
Void is your best player.
All right.
Yeah, see, like I hit the.
Whoa! You just unlocked positive encouragement soundbite.
Good choice. Not good.
Oh my goodness gracious! If it isn't,
Okay.
if my eyes don't see dire
Easiest game
man
of my life.
in your face, Morty.
Screw you, Rick.
My turbo games with Sven have been going pretty damn well. I think turbo mode is a good way to get used to. So there's this point that you get in a game of Dota where, like, the late game with your core, and with Lycan, the whole game. Yeah, you're right. I should say GG. Well played. The whole game with Lycan is like at the end of the game, you need to be in a position where you know how to do everything. So like you need to be able to effectively read the enemy team's position and know when you can TP to backdoor them, know when you should be playing a rat like a Nature's Prophet, know when you should be fighting with your team, and know what the best option is and why at all points in time. And that's like, these are the hallmarks of a good Lycan. With a Sven, it's kind of similar, except it's more or less like knowing how to engage with your team. So knowing how to fight as a team, because there's going to be a lot less situations where you're favoring rat play over team fighting when you're playing Sven, because Sven leans so heavily towards just team fighting because of his massive damage, because that massive damage doesn't translate as well to buildings because of the fact that he bases a lot of it on crit multipliers, and because of the fact that he has cleave. So you're basically playing yourself kind of like the way that I used to play Lycan, where you're farming up as quickly as possible, and you just want to get 6 slotted as quickly as possible, and then from there you want to get in as many fights as you can, and know how to handle yourself in those fights. I think turbo mode is a really, really good way to figure out how to play specific heroes in that late game. So if you're playing anti-mage, like if you're a new Dota player and you want to play carry and you play anti-mage, your first thought is, I need to get really good at last hitting. I need to get really good at controlling the creep wave. I need to get really good at controlling CS, creep equilibrium, all of this different stuff. And once you get good at that, like, there's going to be so many games where, despite how good you are at CS and controlling the laning phase of the game, it doesn't matter because your other lanes get stomped so hard that the game's over by the time you'd become relevant. So it doesn't matter, like, at all. So I'm not saying it's not important. In fact, I would say it's more important to practice that CS stuff, because I feel like if you're a backseat driver watching a TI match and you're going, man, that carry player, man, that RTZ really should have kept his quelling blade and cut that tree down and so on and so forth. I feel like in a lot of those games, until you've really been with that hero at 50 minutes or 45 minutes in a normal game of Dota, like a couple dozen times, you get panicky, you get nervous, things get overwhelming. You start questioning your own decisions, you're not sure of what to do because it's such unfamiliar territory. Dota Turbo puts you into those late game scenarios pretty much every game, so you can decide how to play those late game scenarios out every single game. So you'll get used to that ultra late form of that hero or that carry you want to play really, really quickly, and the fluidity associated with that will be about the same. It's basically just putting you in a game where you're going to almost guaranteed get the farm that you need, but determining what to do with that farm comes down to you. So if you want to be a carry player, which I think if you're going to boost your MMR, like if you just want to like have a quick spike in MMR, you need to be a core player. You need to maybe not be a carry, but you got to at least be a mid or be a jungler that leaves the jungle early and makes an impact early. The biggest one for this is, honestly, Legion is not bad for this, though Legion is typically the one that people spend too much time farming with because Legion shouldn't farm. And then Nature's Prophet, which is great because you can kind of farm whenever you're not doing anything, but it's a lot of work. Like Nature's Prophet is, if you are not mentally exhausted when you play Nature's Prophet, you are playing him wrong, because you need to be looking around the entire map at all points in time, because at any point in time you could be required to teleport to contribute last hits or push a tower down. But anyway, you want to be playing those cores. And so if you're familiar with playing those cores, if you've gotten to the point where you feel comfortable getting the farm and getting the CS and controlling the lane, and you've ticked off all those boxes and you're still not dominating, then maybe try playing 20 games of turbo mode with that hero. Just like take an entire day. 20 games of turbo mode in a day is absolutely, like, that's an easy feat. I've played 10 real games before, and turbo mode's way quicker than half the time of a normal game. And so do that with that carry or that core that you want to be good with, and you want to be familiar with how to play with 6-slotted, and you want to have very clear, like, snappy knowledge of what item comes next at all points in time, in all situations. 20 straight games of that hero will drill that into the back of your head if it's turbo mode. 20 straight games of that hero in non-turbo mode might not, because a lot of those games, you're not going to get to the point where you have any farm. You're just going to, like, a third of those games you're going to lose before you get farm, because you're just going to lose you're going to lose other lanes. So even if you play well, it doesn't matter. So I will definitely say that I am a better Sven because of turbo mode, because I'm way more familiar with playing around late game now. Absolutely. Like, I'm way more familiar with what to do in a regular game at 50 minutes. I'm way more confident in my ability to execute that with Sven now. So, just my experience with turbo mode. Yeah. He's a pretty good hero. So, oh, this is interesting. I feel like I've got more turbo maps on this. I definitely have more turbo matches on this account, I thought. Maybe they're over on my main account, because I played a lot more than 5 games of turbo, or 6 games of turbo, whatever this is, 5 games. So, interesting. Oh, that's not including the one I just played. Oh, now it is. Jungle is pretty bad right now. I think jungle's been consecutively nerfed because when you think about Dota, like the way that I like to play Dota and the way that I think most pros like to play Dota is you think about Dota as a game where farming is what, if you're a carry, you absolutely are not concerned with fighting. You're concerned with farming until you hit your stride, whatever minute point that stride is. So anti-mage, it's like 5-slotted, 4 or 5-slotted. Alchemist, it's like 25-30 minutes if you're farming freely. where you really outcarry everyone. With Spectre and Medusa, it's just straight 6 slots. Once you have 6 items, then you're a boss, and then you go from there. And you're just trying to get to that point, because that's your win condition. That's where you're strongest. And if you are a traditional Dota player, like someone that's been playing for more since 2014 or earlier, and 2014 seems really recent when I say it out loud, because again, I've been playing Dota for 10 years as of 2014. I've been playing it as my primary esport. I basically traded StarCraft 2 for Dota 2 in end of June 2012. And so it seems really recent to say 2014, but really if you started in 2014 and have been playing since then, and you're a carry player or a core player, then you probably think about the game in terms of, I should be AFK farming more than fighting, because typically speaking, even if we win the fight, I'm not going to come out with much more money than if I was AFK farming, and if we tie, then I lose money then compared to AFK farming, and if we lose the fight, then I lose a huge amount of money because I also lose time that I could be farming in the form of both the time the fight took and both the time my death timer took. So when you think about the game in that bubble, like looking through that lens, getting farm is the most important thing for those players. For me, I'm one of those players. And jungling allows you, like, essentially guaranteed farm, because there's not going to be someone coming to that lane to bully you, and your opponents don't have vision of you. They might know you're in the jungle, but they don't know exactly what's going on in most situations. So because of all those factors, jungling cores became really, really popular over like the last 18 months, 2 years. Like in the last 18 months to 2 years of Dota, jungling cores has been progressively nerfed, like every single patch, except for in 2015 when Iron Talon initially came out. Then it was a big spike, and then just nerf. So jungling was popular, still is to a certain extent popular, because of the fact that you can get to that weird win condition more easily. You can avoid the lane and start racking up farm for whatever that win condition timing is for you, and then your execution comes next. So because of that, it was really popular in pubs, and because of that, it was nerfed big time, to the point where I think it's been nerfed too hard, because like one of the things that's always made Dota great, and this is a total tangent, but I think it's important, it's an important point to make, and that's one of the things that's always made Dota great, and one of the things that always made StarCraft 2 great was that none of this stuff, yeah, Poor Man's shouldn't have been removed. I think Poor Man's was fine. Iron Talon was broken as hell, though. One of the things that made StarCraft 2 great, and one of the things that made Dota great for a very long time, was that the game was entirely balanced around the professional scene. It didn't matter if there was one hero that won all of your pubs. Like, it didn't matter if there was a hero with a 60% win rate in pubs, as long as that hero's win rate was close to 50 in the, like, 8k, 7k, 8k, 9k MMR bracket, then if the hero's win rate was close to 50, it wouldn't desire a nerf. And if in the professional scene the hero was basically ignored and it was allowed in captain's mode, then the hero wouldn't be touched. Like, if the hero wasn't a first pick, first ban in the professional scene and it was stomping pubs, then maybe it would get a very, very, very slight nerf. But generally speaking, if you have a hero that stomps pubs and is completely ignored in the professional scene, then you completely ignore that hero, or you even go further and buff it. Because the whole purpose of the game is to balance it around the competitive scene, because the competitive scene is the blood of what we do. That's everything that we do. Everything that we do in Dota, especially nowadays, the game being rather old, we are a traditional esport in that sense. Everything that we do is centered around the Twitch productions, the YouTube live productions, the TIs, the majors. We have like something like 16 million tournaments, $16 million in tournaments going out before we even have TI, which is a $25 million pot. So we have the biggest year of Dota ever coming up, and the reason it's the biggest year of Dota ever is just because Valve decided we're going to dump all of this money that we've been trying to do something for Dota with into this professional circuit. That's obviously the way they want to go with it. So the problem is, if they're going that way with it, they should be focused on the competitive scene. They should be focused on, not on the pubs. They should be focused on balancing the game around the highest tier of play, and then letting everything else just basically trickle down. Because if there's a hero that's completely broken in your pubs, like in like 2013, really, in 2012, Ursa was considered a ridiculously broken hero, and it was because there weren't as many heroes with lockdown. Lockdown was harder to calculate because you didn't have stun bars, and with an with a Shadow Blade or a Blink Dagger, you could just get that initiation off, and then it was very hard to prevent you from landing your whole combo. And this is what 99% of Dota players thought. They looked at that and went, "This hero is way too strong." Nowadays, you look at that and you go, even like 2K MMR players look at Ursa and go, the hero is only good if you have an enemy lineup that won't outcarry you and doesn't have the lockdown. See, Zero remembers, and doesn't have the lockdown to shut you down. I mean, back in 2013 and 14, one of the things that was great about Lycan was that his ultimate, and still to this day, his ultimate removes all slows from you, but it doesn't make you immune to stuns. So you'd have to be very good at chaining stuns if you wanted to prevent Lycan from just leaving a fight. Nowadays, people are good at chaining stuns. It's really easy to chain your stuns, and there are a lot more of those stuns. So just by the nature of people getting better at the game has changed. But I still think the game is, I think the game today is being more balanced around the pub scene. It still is primarily balanced around the professional scene, but I think there are a lot of balanced decisions that are happening because of statistics that come out of pubs. And I think that a pub of lower than 6K MMR, so basically everything I've played since 2014 is probably completely irrelevant in terms of having an opinion towards balance. I don't think I've been playing Dota at a level where I can really say where I should have a vote in this. Like, especially if you are below 5K MMR, like, get good. If you got good, then you just... It's like when you look at Ursa, like, you always had the tools to beat him. Ricky, people thought Ricky was overpowered as hell for a long time. It's just... And that was back when he was way weaker than he is now. And he's not super strong now. I think he's strong now. I don't think he's super strong. And people played him as a one position back then. Thoughts on Lifestealer? Never heard any news about him anymore. So, Lifestealer... He's in kind of a weird spot because... Like, I'm gonna be blunt. I've watched a lot of... I watched the Summit 8. I think that's the only tournament that I've watched since this, like, since 707. And I'm still not quite sure how strength heroes are in this patch. I know that they're pretty good, but, I mean, like, there are a lot of strength cores that are great one-position heroes. And against any lineup, you can pick it and be like, that's a solid one. Sven is probably a great example of this. He's been nerfed and nerfed and nerfed, but he's still great. But when you look at that, there's a lot of, like, traditionally speaking, in those situations in the past, it's been like every strength hero falls into that category, or like a lot of strength cores fall into that category. This patch, I think it's like a good mix between strength, agi, and even some int, like Storm Spirit cores. So there are a lot of heroes that are really, really good, and it's not really... The patch currently isn't imbalanced in favor of strength heroes or agi heroes. So, because of that, you don't see as much Lifestealer. Like, when you get into these patches where strength heroes are being picked every game because they're just the best, then you see a lot of Lifestealer. Like, Lifestealer isn't a hero that you first pick. Lifestealer is a hero that you pick to counter the enemy's first pick. I'm looking up Lifestealer. You guys can't see it, but I'm looking up Lifestealer. Looking up his changes. So he hasn't been updated since 707, so none of the hotfix patches or miniature patches have affected him. He got his talents reworked to give him a pretty significant buff. I would call his talent changes a pretty big buff. A noticeable buff. I would say inarguably a buff. So he's been buffed pretty consistently. I'm gonna look at his Dota buff, but Lifestealer is like, there are a lot of heroes. There, like, I would say more heroes than not are heroes that you can kind of just say, I'm gonna pick this hero, and I'm gonna have, like, I'm gonna play my hero, man. I'm gonna play my own game and do my own thing. Sven's a great example of that. Anti-Mage is kind of an example of that, though he does get picked to counter a lot of things. Lifestealer is not a hero that people pick to play their own game. Lifestealer is almost 100% of the time a hero that people pick to ruin someone else's game. So he has a 51.8% win rate with Deso. He has a 45.36% win rate with Armlet. He has a sub 50% win rate with Basher. Like, he's not good right now. He's got a 45.18% win rate in all games across all MMR brackets, and he's the 70th in popularity. That being said, I think he's probably better than people give him credit for, because Pudge is very good right now, and he's a hard Pudge counter. So he only has a 43.87% win rate against Pudge. Good God. So Pudge has above a 50% win rate in all lanes and positions right now. He has a 53.84% win rate across all possible positions. So Pudge is the most popular hero in Dota with almost a 54% win rate, and I don't remember seeing him that much in the Summit. Like, I saw him some in the Summit, but I think this is an example of where I don't think this hero deserves a nerf, and he got a very slight one in 707D because he's doing so well in the pub scene. And I don't think that should have happened, because he's a hero that doesn't seem that good in the pro scene, but he's very good in pubs. I never thought I'd see the day where Pudge became anything stomp hero, but he's actually a pub stomp hero now. KMMM says, I think he's pretty solid TBH. Underrated, but solid carry. I think he's only solid if you pick him into shit that he's really good against. And I think he's always kind of been like that. Very much kind of like the way Doom is. You pick Doom specifically to deal with something. Pretty much always. You don't pick Doom just to do your own thing. You pick Doom to screw up somebody else's thing. Pudge is a hero that you also pick to screw up somebody else's game, not to play your own. Or, sorry, Lifestealer is a hero that you pick to... I was talking about Lifestealer, not Pudge. Lifestealer is a hero that you pick to ruin somebody else's game. He's an all-around solid hero. My friend's bugging me. I doubt he was actually watching the stream. I will head over in a bit. Yeah, so I think Pudge is... Like, I don't think he needs a nerf, but he's very strong in pubs. I think Lifestealer could use a buff, though. I think something should be done to his passive, because if you buff his passive, it makes him better at killing heroes that have really high base hit points, and I think that's what makes him... I mean, I know that's what makes him good. So his Feast passive is damage his enemies and heal himself for a percentage of the target's current health. So that's 7.5% of your current hit points damage done on top of his right-click damage, and that heals you. And it stacks fully with sources of lifesteal. Like, completely. Additively, just straight up. So I think it's like with most sources of lifesteal, it makes it so 25% or X% of damage you do comes back to you as health. This actually adds 7.5% of the enemy's current hit points on top of what you're already doing with right-click damage, and then that damage heals you. It also pierces spell immunity. I think it's considered HP reduction, so it can't really, like, there's nothing that can really stop it. Let me check the wiki. It's physical. The damage is directly added to Lifestealer's attack damage. Okay, so you can actually enhance the passive of Feast. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind seeing, so like right now, Lifestealer's passive is like, let's say you put the extra points into it, so at max level it's 9.5% of the enemy's current HP as bonus damage / lifesteal. But it's current HP, it's not of the total. I would like to see perhaps, like, it's hard to say how this would affect him unless we saw it in practice, but make it of the enemy's max hit points, but make it of a much lower percentage, so like 4% of the max HP, or 6% of max HP. So that's like 30 hits total. Actually, screw it. The hero's super weak right now. Just make it out of its max HP anyway, with the current percentage. Or make it so the talent brings him from... Make it so the talent is out of max instead of current. Do that. Do that and then add a half second to rage. Or add a second to the rage talent. So with the rage talent max level, that'd be a 9-second rage. Yeah, hell yeah, do that. Make his rage, make both of those talents baller. Because I think the problem that you get with those strength cores that Lifestealer is designed to beat is when they get 6-slotted. That's when they're like super strong, because they have so much hit points you can't do anything about them. But if you buff Lifestealer's level 25 talents, then he can do stuff about them. So I don't know. That's my thoughts on Lifesteal. Lifestealer's a good hero. Any other questions? Monkey King... I think Monkey King did need to be nerfed because Monkey King was basically forcibly buffed into a position where he would be viable at TI because he was the hero that was, like, the game... Like, he was the thing going on with Dota for a year. He's always been... The thing is, he's always been more of a roamer than a carry in terms of the way professionals have played him, but I think his carry potential... Like, you had to nerf something about him. So, his carry potential was okay. Like, he was a good carry. Once he was nerfed initially, because originally he was just broken as hell. He was a good carry after he got nerfed, but everyone still picked him as a roamer. But if your game went on for like 60, 70 minutes in a professional game, which the patch didn't really encourage that, but if it did happen, then you suddenly found yourself with a roamer that was an extremely baller right-clicker. Nerfing his carry potential fixes that, and it also doesn't take away the reason that people picked him in pro games. So, still good, just not as good. Let me look up Monkey King. Monkey King was... When Monkey King came out, he was insane. But it was mostly due to bugs, though. Change logs. So his base attack damage was reduced by 3. Movement speed reduced by 5. I never think about seeing new heroes. First of all, we're not going to see new heroes for like a year. I did not play Han. I'm vaguely familiar with Han. I played a lot of Dota 1. I played a very small amount of League. Not familiar with Han. I'm familiar with it, but I mean, I've never really played it. Like, I don't know all the heroes. I know like 1 or 2 heroes. So hero that I'd like to see. I'd like to see another rat. Like, we just got... Like, Abyssal Underlord has potential to rat, but is never really used like that in the professional scene, and is very rarely used like that in the pub scene. And then Pangolier, Dark Willow, and Monkey King. None of those 3 heroes are rats. I'd really like to see a hero that's just good at hitting buildings. Like, give me another hero that's really that's good at farming and good at hitting towers. I think we're kind of missing that because we have Natures. Natures is very good at that, and we have Brood, and then we have Lycan. But Lycan's really weird compared to the other 2. Like, Lycan is not really a traditional rat, because a traditional rat is a hero that pulls your team apart. Lycan is a hero that just sort of shows up and makes buildings disappear instantly. With the capacity of a 6-slotted Agi carry, even though he's only got 3 or 4 items and he farmed them in 20 minutes. So, for those reasons, Lycan is really unique. Nature's Prophet is the traditional rat. He pulls your team apart, and he has global presence to do it with. Yeah, Siege Creep, new hero. Why not? Screw it. Broodmother is very good, but Brood is much more like Nature's, in the sense that Brood is a pull your team apart hero that really likes 1v1 fights and can pick you off, but is not one that's going to make a tower instantly disappear in most situations. And if you have a Brood that can do that, then that means the Brood has a huge amount of spiderlings, and those spiderlings can die. And those, like, the thing that keeps Brood from being an overpowered hero is the fact that Brood spiderlings give like as much gold as like Nature's Prophet's trees. Like, they give almost as much, to the point where if you have, it's like more than half for sure. So I think it's like 30 something compared to like 40 something. So that means if you have like 30 spiderlings and you kill all of them with a big Echo Slam or something, or I don't know, a giant, like a supercharged Coddle Blast, then you just got like 25 tree ants worth of gold in a single spell. So because he feeds so much gold per spider, like, that's the thing that's kept the hero from being just straight broken forever, is that the hero's bounty on its summon units is really, really high. So I don't know, maybe give me a hero that's like Brood or like Nature's that doesn't really have a bounty on its summon units. That would be cool. So like the way that the zombies work with the tombstone, that would be cool. Like a 1 gold bounty. I don't know. I just really would like to see... I would like to see another hero that's very good at ratting. And I'm saying this in terms of both the Lycan rat and both in traditional rat terms, where you play a hero that pulls the enemy team apart, makes it so they can't stand united at team fights, and then you win by exploiting the gap in their lineup. So I'm okay with either, but I want a rat hero. Heck, you could even make a giant rat that just like has passives that does extra damage against buildings, something ridiculous like that, like the Alliance hero. I don't know, but I would really, really like to see that specifically. That would get me excited, because really there's, like, I could see you being... You can be a spammer for all of the heroes that have come out in the last, like, the 4 heroes. Thanks, Ralphs. I appreciate that. You could... I could see someone going, like, I'm an X-hero player, and go, like, saying, I spam any of the 4 heroes that have been released in the last 18 months. So, Abyssal Underlord, Monkey King, Pangolier, and Dark Willow. Someone could walk up to me and be like, That's the hero I spend the most time playing with. 60% of my games I spend playing. 70% of the games I play on that hero because I want to be insanely good with that hero, and I just love the way the hero feels, and that makes sense to me personally. And there's some heroes you say that about. I'm like, no, there's no way you actually are that you do that. But most heroes I can see it with. I could see myself being a Nature's Prophet picker. I could see myself being a guy that only plays Nature's, only plays Sven like I have been for the last few days. But I can't see that with any hero that we've had released in the past couple of years, for me personally. I just don't find them that reinforcing to play. They're heroes, like, to me, a hero needs to be fun, and I need to feel like I can win on it. I need to feel like I have a clear win condition, and I know how to get to that win condition, and I can practice getting to that win condition. Or the condition, maybe not win condition, but condition where I'm where I'm just, like, ridiculously strong. The 4 most recent heroes don't have a condition like that for me. Don't get me wrong, they're all very strong. The 4 most recent heroes are very, very strong. Abyssal Underlord has one of the highest win rates in pubs because his aura is absolutely ridiculous. Monkey King just always been good ever since his inception. Pangolier is pretty darn decent. His Q's awesome, and Dark Willow is just, like, absurd. Like, Dark Willow I think is low key, like, super broken. But none of those heroes have the sort of... None of those heroes none of them play like I want. Like, if Nature's Prophet had never existed before and Nature's Prophet was a brand new hero, you would see me playing Nature's Prophet, like, all day, every day. Because even though the hero it doesn't jive with me the way Lycan does, it's one of those heroes that I'm looking at, like, I would be looking at going, someone's going to figure out this hero, and then it's going to be broken as hell. And Nature's Prophet has been broken as hell many, many, many times. Yeah, no, everything about Dark Willow is good. Her ultimate is insane. If you get the attack speed on her in the late game, it's ridiculous. Dark Willow is a really, really good hero. Dark Willow is just, in general, like, a very, very strong hero. So. Love talking about Dota. I almost had Emperor on today, but I don't know, I thought I was going to play more Dota than I did, and now I've been talking about Dota. I was like, yeah, nah, bro, I'm going to come over after I finish my last game, and then I finish my game and then just talk to the stream. How many hours do I have in Dota 2? Across just these 2 accounts, which have the bulk of my hours, 3,200 on my main account, so 3,200 hours on my main. Let me see. 754 hours on my Smurf. And then I think I have 50 or 100 on this 3rd account that I don't remember the credentials for. The 3rd account's my best account by far. It has like a 70-some% win rate, and it's got like 80 or 90 games played. Because I only played Lycan on it back when Lycan was ridiculously good. I'm kind of scared to play. If I got the credentials to that account, I'd be a little bit scared to play it because it's so good. I played against a lot of professional players on that account. She is too easy to kill, and hero skills need to be set up. Yeah, I could see that. I feel like when I go Dark Willow, I just kind of want to build movement speed. Like, I'm just always like, movement speed, movement speed, movement speed. There's no shame in playing against bots. I'm sure I have a lot of hours playing against bots too, mostly just from experimenting for stuff to make guys with. Puppy's playing Naga. This has got to be abysmal. Puppy playing a carry is like a fate worse than death. Oh, nope, it's support. It's support Naga. Puppy is a hero that or Puppy is a player. One of his most famous quotes was like about how if you you just suck it up when you have to play a role that you don't want to play. And his example was carry. He said like, you know, I don't complain when people make me play carry. I just suck it up and play it because that's what you do. You learn to play every role a little bit, even though you have a favorite role or whatever. You learn to play it. And for Puppy, that role was carry. For Puppy, the role that he didn't want to play was carry. He hated playing carry. And it seems like the meta from the time when he was big at TI, from the time when he was like a TI winner, was pros weren't as into playing carry. They wanted to play those playmaker heroes. They wanted to play support.
Oh, not so fast, Morty, because he just mega killed. It's a mega kill now.
That was weird. So my OBS just crashed without any error message at all. But we're back.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, that Deuce is so dead. Oh, nope, she might make it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
She doesn't have many items, though. Yeah, she's toast. Is the game sound too loud, or maybe I should just move my mouth closer to my mic? That's probably what it was.
Invisibility.
Yeah, I'm at like 60. I'm at like 70 ping just watching a pub. That's not acceptable at all. So, Secret Puppy, CC&C playing for Optic now. Oh yeah, so during the last pub trash, I was kind of talking about how I wish that we got a chance to really touch on the roster changes, and I don't really have time to go into detail about them now, but the big thing that I saw was LOTA just picked up like 4 essentially nobodies, because they're players I'd never heard of. Like a couple of them I heard of, but like half the team, I have no idea who they are. So that's interesting. We'll see where that goes. I don't think it's going to go anywhere really big. I hope it does. That'd be really cool. I like LOTA. So, be cheering from the sidelines, but I would say don't have super high expectations for the new alliance. LOTA is a player that he's kind of like bargain burning in a lot of ways, because he's a good drafter, he's a solid in-game leader, and he's a solid carry player, and he's good at all 3 of those. But I don't think he's as good of a carry player as Burning. I don't think that's a very controversial opinion to have. And he does all of the roles that Burning does, and I would say outside of the fact that he's not as good he's not as good of a carry player as Burning, he's like on par with him everywhere else. So he's got a lot of experience. He's a good drafter. He's a good everything, but he's not like outstanding at everything. He does have TI winner clout though, which, I mean, if you're a pub star getting your first professional team, and somebody that's won a TI and was the captain of the team that won TI asks you to join their team, yeah, you join it. If you've never played pro before and your first real pro team is being being led and captained by the person that captained a TI winning team, yeah, you you sit on your hand. You sit on your hands to keep from waving at everyone. You're so happy, like you're freaking out. Okay, I'm gonna go get dinner. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching the stream. I'll see you later.